Hi everyone, welcome back. So I look even crazier than normal. I was going to do another look from the Avon For the Love of Makeup palette. And the other day I was watching some vintage makeup tutorials, and I saw one and I really liked it. It was supposed to be inspired from like 20s silent film or 30s. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like a noir look and I really liked it. In the video they used a MAC eye palette and some Besame products, but I thought, well, I can probably try to recreate that with the Avon palette and some Avon stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. So obviously I have one side of my face done. So what I'll have you be using the Love of Makeup palette, and I have already put on my Avon Beyond Color lip conditioner on my lips to be setting while I do the rest of my face. I have my Always On Point liner in black, and Wide Awake mascara in black, and Perfectly Matte lipstick in Wild Cherry. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, and hopefully this one will be a little bit more put together than the last one I did for you guys. So I am gonna pull the sheets out of my palette, but I'm pretty sure I know the names of the colors, and yeah. So if you haven't seen the palette or heard me talk about it yet, which you probably have, it's $19.99 right now. It's a limited edition makeup palette for holiday time on the Avon, available on the Avon website. And it's a really nice palette. They've got a really wide variety of eyeshadows there, and some blushes and a contour and some lip glosses that are, you know, kind of like the quality of most lip glosses in a holiday type palette, but still. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. And first I'm going to apply this blush here, and it's just called Pink Shimmer. That's all it's called. So what I'm going to do is prep my, there we go, like so. And I have a blush brush here. In the video that I watched, the girl, which I'll try to find it and I'll link it below, because obviously, you know, I'm not going to be able to do it as good as she did. But I'm going to actually move you guys just a little bit there. She used a really wide, fluffy blush brush. So I'm going to do the same thing. And usually when I put my blush on, I do it more in the back area because my face is so round. In the video, she does it more on the apple of her cheek. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to dip it into that pink blush. Get some on there. And she kind of just smiled and put it on the apple of her cheek. So I have the window open because it's 70 degrees today. What is up with that? I got some of the wrong color there. Get a little bit more. Don't you just love all the faces that we make when we're putting on our makeup, like that? So hopefully I'm not going to get all sweaty. But yeah, go ahead and do a little bit more. I try to make sure that they're even. I've also already put on my eyeshadow primer, so that's already done and over with. So got some blush on, and it's just that bright pink blush, and it's right on the apple. Now in the video that I watched, the girl was a lot more dramatic with it, but I have to go out and make Avon deliveries and stuff today, so I didn't want to be too crazy, you know what I mean? This is kind of like a toned down version of it. So now I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit just so we can see the eyes. And I'm going to use, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 4 shadows. So the first one I'm going to use is this brown matte, and it's called Ginger, and it's the one, let me make sure I've got the right one here. Okay. There, it's going to focus in. It's this one. It's kind of like a reddish brown matte. And I'm going to put that all in my crease and in my transition area. So for that, I'm just grabbing a regular kind of, this is a Smashbox one, I had it in a kit. I'm just going to apply the color, and then I'm going to blend it out where I want it to go. So I've got a little bit on there, and I'm just going to start putting it, laying that color down where I want it to go. always feel like such a doofus when I do these videos, but people seem to enjoy it. I don't know why exactly. Now the color that she used in the MAC palette was like a burgundy color, and I don't have a burgundy exactly in here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that ginger, that brown shade, and I'm mixing it with this pink one here. It's a matte pink, and it's called Magenta. Now in my viewfinder, that's not showing up as pink because of the lighting, but it is a pink. It's a matte pink. So I'm going to take some of that on my brush, and I'm going to go right over what I just put down. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more of that pink to it. Okay, so now I have that done. I'm going to take my fluffy brush, which is my e.l.f. concealer brush, my Flawless Concealer, which is this one here, and I'm going to blend all that out and just try my best to sheer it a little bit. Now in the video that I watched, she left it quite dark. But like I said, I have to go out and do some stuff today, and I don't want to freak anybody out. So I am just, you know, blending this down. I'm just going to buff and buff and buff some more. So yeah, it's a bummer about Avon discontinuing the eyeshadow primer. I'm like super disappointed, and I know a lot of other people are also, because over the years I have come to realize that that was just about the best eyeshadow primer for me and a lot of other people available. And so I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to really send a good strongly worded email to the Office of the President about the eyeshadow primer and the extra lasting eyeshadows pencils. Okay, so we got that blended. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of this, oh, I forgot the name of that one. Hold on, let me grab the name before I tell you guys. So the name is, I have it backwards. So the name is Gunmetal. I'm going to take a little bit of this Gunmetal here. So it's this one that my finger is above, this little gunmetal here. I'm going to put some of that just like deeply into the crease. And just a little bit of it. And maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to blend that out. This brush is so good for blending out your transition area and your crease area. If you have bigger eyes, if you have smaller eyes, it might not be the best because it is quite large, but for me, it's perfect. Okay, so got that blended out. Now I'm going to lay some color down on my lid, and I think this shade is called Coal, but I'll double check. Yes, it's called Coal. So this is like a coal gray shimmer shadow right here, and it's right next to that gunmetal. I'm going to lay that down on my lid. Let me grab my brush. Just using my e.l.f. flat brush like I always do. And I'm going to start packing that gray shadow onto the lid. And I'm really going back in there. to get as much color on there as I want, because I want it to be quite dark. I think I'm going to use just a little bit more down closer to my lash line. There we go. And I get the inevitable eye boogers that pop up during this process. Okay, now I'm going to take, also, I don't want my brushes to roll away here. I'm going to take another e.l.f. brush, and it's just a little pencil brush. It's one of the $1 ones. If I can grab a hold of it there. It's just a little pencil type brush, and I'm going to dip it into that same coal color, and I'm going to run it down here in the lower lash line. Like so. That's it. Now I'm going to take my Always On Point liner in the black. And in case you have never seen these liners in action before, they have a sharpener built into the cap there. So what happens is when the liner starts to get dull, you just twist the cap until you hear a snap. There you go, you hear that snap, and then you untwist it and it's sharpened for you. Let me grab tissue here for a second, because I can feel myself starting to glisten, and nobody wants a glistening makeup tutorial, or a makeup demo. I guess I should say demo, not tutorial. Never, never, never a tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to do what I normally do, which is kind of tight line, and I'm not going to do the upper lid line or the upper lash line, because my eyelids are too creepy. However, I am going to use a shadow as a liner, so I'm just placing this in here, and I'm just going to start doing that, running it back and forth into the lash line. Trying to remember to stay on the camera. And I put a little bit on, make sure that I get my waterline. It's making my eyes water a little bit. Now, this isn't the greatest liner for staying in the waterline. I mean, it's not horrible, but I definitely prefer the Super Shock. It's just that the Super Shock is a lot softer and has greater margin for error. And since I figured I was doing this on camera, I didn't want any like bloops or mistakes if I could help it. So I just went ahead and used this one instead. Now, obviously my brows are already done also. So here I have this done, and I'm going to take that pencil brush that I used to apply that kohl shade to the lower lash line, and I'm going to just smudge, sorry, just going to smudge that in together, the liner and the shadow. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I do want to put a little bit of a line on the top lash line. So I'm just going to use a liner brush. This one, I think I got this one from Coastal Scents in a brush bundle from a long time ago. I don't usually use these, but every once in a while. And so I'm going to take this black shade, and I don't know if it's got a separate name other than just black. Let me check and look for you. It's called Ink. And it is this one right here. You can see where I already dipped my wet brush into the corner there. I just used a spritz of my makeup setting spray onto the brush to wet it and kind of hold that liner in place. So I'm going to go ahead and dip that brush in there again. And I'm just going to press it into the upper lash line because I am not very good at this. So I just, you know, I don't do wings and stuff like that because my eyelids are, they're just not in good shape for that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna continue to press this in. To the upper lash line. Because I really don't, you know, you never really want any like space to be showing on your lash line between like your liner and your lid, because it kind of ruins the effect of it, you know, especially if you're doing something a little bit smokier. And now I'm going to take the, I have just like a little shader type brush. I'm going to put a little bit of highlight under the brow bone. I think this one is called Shell. It's a matte cream color. I don't want to use a white one or a shimmer one because I don't want to turn this frosty or have it start to get like a blue cast or a purple cast. So I'm just going to use this, this matte Shell right here. I've used that in the last look I did from this palette. Just taking some onto my brush there, and I'm just gonna put it right under my brow. Kind of blend that, soften it up just a little bit. $16 I don't want to have this be super long. And then I always put some in here because I get that shadowed area there between my nose and my eye where I tend to look dark. And then I always usually take some and I put it right here. I like draw a line and then I kind of blend it just to help clean up the edge if I've made any, you know, bad mistakes there. And then I'm going to use a couple coats of my Wide Awake mascara here. Yeah, so today's 70. So my husband is gonna like winterize our patio and all that kind of stuff because tomorrow it's supposed to be like 45, and then snow, you know, on Saturday or Sunday, like snow flurries and stuff. Kind of crazy. The Midwest weather swings are just really strange. Oops, sorry about that. And then I'll do one more coat up here. I like this mascara a lot. I know I've told you guys that before. I need to get another one. I placed my order on Monday, so I should probably try to remember to get another one then. So I think that's pretty much done. And then for lips, in the video, she used a very deep, dark, dark red. And I was kind of looking around at what I had, and I wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go with the lip and everything like that. Well, I guess I'll let you look at the eyes first before we go on to the lips. So it's kind of just like a smoky eye, but when you put that pink in, it just gives it like a little bit, a hint of something more. I think maybe I could have put a little bit more pink in to match that side, but that's okay for right now. So anyways, I picked out one of the ultra matte or perfectly matte lipsticks. Still kind of zoomed in actually. Let me open my palette back up again. I closed it, but I still need the mirror for the lips. So I picked up one of the perfectly matte lipsticks, and then it's in the shade Wild Cherry, and it's a really, really pretty shade. and it doesn't get enough use from me, and I think it's fabulous. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. Now, I don't know if you guys watch Emily Noel. Pretty much everybody watches Emily, but I watched a video recently for her when she purchased the Besame mini lipstick kit, and she was talking about how on the Besame YouTube channel, they were showing that the best way to apply lipstick back in the olden days was to put a heavy coat on, blot with a tissue, put another heavy coat on, blot with a tissue, and then you're good to go. And so I tried that after I watched her video, and I was like blown away. Seriously blown away, because I love wearing dark lipsticks and bright lipsticks and stuff like that, but they do make me nervous because they tend to travel. So I started doing that method. No travel at all. Amazing wear. I have gotten out of lipsticks that I thought only would last like an hour and a half to 3 hours. I have gotten 5-hour wear on it. I'm like blown away that I have not been doing this all these years. So that's what I'm going to do this time. I haven't tried that with this particular lipstick yet. I'm just going to go ahead and, like I said, I already have my lip conditioner on. So we're going to go ahead. I'm not using a lip liner or anything. Actually, I'm going to zoom back out. Sorry, because I can't. I'm going so slow. Okay. I don't like doing lipstick on camera. Now we'll do the bottom. I'm gonna go around to get that pointy edge. And then flip it, fill in. Okay. So now I'm gonna blot. I have a clean tissue over here. And you can see that takes it down quite a bit, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a second coat. The cap back on. So if you didn't watch her video though, the reason why doing this particular method helps your lipstick stay in place is because when you blot, it removes all the oil from the lipstick, leaving just the pigment and the color. So that helps it, so that because the oil is what causes it to travel on your mouth. So this like removes the oil and just leaves the pigmentation and, you know, the color behind. Okay, so there we have it. And I'm zoomed out as far as I can be. Now I'm a little bit flushed, I think, because of the, I'm always worried about this side of my lip line. Always feels so wonky to me, but whatever, what can you do? So anyways, yeah, I'm a little bit flushed because I got a little bit warm. But this is another look that I came up with from this For the Love of Makeup palette. I really love this palette. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I am planning on doing at least one more of these videos with this palette for a holiday look with a gold eye and a red lip. So hopefully that'll be up in a couple of days. I'm going to do it over the weekend because if the weather's nasty, I don't have anything else to do anyway, so I might as well just stay in and do that. But yeah, so this was the Perfectly Matte Lipstick in the Wild Cherry and the Always On Point liner in black Wide Awake Mascara in Black and For the Love of Makeup palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will link my web store below. I will link the video to the tutorial that inspired me to do this look below also, so you can see what that looks like originally using the Besame and the MAC Cosmetics, which, while very nice, are also very pricey. So thank you guys so much for watching, and